Hey guys, today we'll try to understand how we can loop through set items. When I'm saying looping through set items in Python, it refers to iterating over each element in a set. Now we can later perform any required kind of operations on this, but this operation includes list printing elements or conditional operations, anything that could be done on those elements when you filter them or when you're looping through them. Unlike list and tuples, sets are unordered collections. So the elements will be accessed in an arbitrary order. So you can use a for loop to iterate through the items in a set. So we'll check the various methods. There are various methods in which we can loop through items. Uh, we'll look at them individually through this video. The first method that we'll look into is for looping through set items is by for loop. So I just write it over using for loop. Yeah. Now, when I'm talking about for loop in Python is used to iterate over a sequence. Yeah, like a list, tuple, dictionary, anything you can iterate over. Yeah, it allows you to execute a block of code repeatedly for each item in the sequence. Now, in a for loop, you can access each item in a sequence using a variable, allowing you to perform operations or logic based on probably you can put in a condition, if condition, uh, to filter out some data or have a condition based operations that has to be done on the elements within the set, individual element within the sets. Okay. Now we can loop through set items using for loop by iterating each item, as I said, uh, and run various operations or functions through it. Now let's quickly get into example. We know the syntax, how it happens. Uh, so suppose I have this set that is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And this is how I would loop. So for each item, so I'm taking this item as a variable, as I said in my theory. So for each item in my set, so for every element within the set, it will print that particular item. Yeah. So it could be in any order. Maybe you can say this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose I put some any random numbers for this. So I put 25, 12, uh, 10, any negative number, minus 21. Yeah. Or minus 4 and 100. Yeah. So if I run this particular code, it will print each individual item within the set through for loop. So every item is copied, printed. Again, the next item is considered from this set and it has been put over here. Yeah. So there's a simple way in which you can use for loop to loop through the items or access individual items within the set. Yeah. The other way, as I said, you can loop through items. So the other way you can do is using while loop. Yeah. Now you know what while loop is. It's a condition-based looping where a while loop in Python will execute a block of code till the condition is true. Yeah. We can loop through the set of items and get all the items as you require. Now, an iterator is an object that allows you to traverse through all elements of a collection. So we need to specify an iterator so that it moves to the next set. So you need to see to it that when when you are using while loop, the iterator has to be there. Yeah. So how would we do that? Let's run a quick code. So I have my set that we'll use the same thing. Yeah. And we have my iterator that is iter. Yeah. My set. So what it will do is this iter will be our looping parameter every time till it is this my iterator, which is giving me the set. So let me show you and run this. What is the output that is given by iter in my set? You can see this. This is an hexadecimal thing. And if I try to store this in my iterator, I'll show you that as well. And I have to print. Okay, I will show you what is my iterator. Print. Find this. Let's store this iterator over here, and it will keep on iterating this loop and print the item, yeah, until the entire loop is over or all the items within the set are completed. Yeah. So let's see what is the output of while loop. Yeah. The same output as we have got earlier. So by using while loop as well, we are able to iterate a set using the iterator. Yeah. The try block retrieves and print each item while the except stop iteration. We'll check this error and statement as well. Suppose I do not put this. Let me comment it so that you'll understand what happens if I do not have this try and block statement. See this? It prints all my items within the set, but at the end of the loop where it should break or come out of the loop, it is giving me an error because it goes into a continuous loop. There are no items within the list or the set beyond this 5 elements. Now, if it tries to get the 6th element, it gives you an error because there is no stop interaction between this entire loop. Yeah. So this is why you need to have the try except block so that if there is any error, it will automatically break the loop. See this? Yeah. So there now we do not have an error. So this is how you can loop through elements within a set using for loop and using while loop. We can also loop through items using set comprehension. Yeah, we remember set comprehension. So we can do that as well. We know what set comprehension is. A set comprehension in Python is a concise way or a simplified way of accessing items in a iterative manner. Now we can iterate using set comprehension by defining a set comprehension expression. So there are 4 elements to it. First is the expression, then is the item that we have to go through a particular set. Then we have the iterable. Yeah. So what is that we have to iterate, whether it is set, whether it is a tuple or it is a list. In this case, since it's a set comprehension, we are using set. And the condition, if any, if we want to put any condition in the uh, set comprehension, we can do that. Let's quickly run an example. What we can do is, suppose I have this numbers with me. Yeah. Suppose I have this list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I want to square these numbers. That's why I'm squaring these numbers. X raised to 2 we know this is the raise to symbol. Yeah, this is not a multiplication symbol when we put two stars on it. Yeah, for x in numbers. Now I want to print only the numbers which are divisible by 2. Yeah, I out of the squares that I get, I want to print only the numbers which are divisible by 2. So what I'll do, I'll x mod of 2, which is 0. I want only those numbers. Let me show you the output first of what happens if I do not have this condition. So it will print square of all the numbers. So you say for 1, it is 1. For 2, it is the square is 4. 3 is 9. 16, 4 is 16. And 5 is 25. Now suppose I want to filter out only the even squares from this particular list comprehension. Yeah. I'll say even. Yeah. Let me print the even one as well. Yeah. So even squared set. So let's see what are the two sets that we get. So the first set that we got is for all the squares of all the numbers. And then we got uh, the then we got the squares of each numbers. And we filtered out only the ones which are even. So this 4 is even here and 16 is even, where 1, 9, 25 are not even. So this is how you can use set comprehension in a very concise way to loop through the set and get the output as what is required. We can, there's another way of looping through set item is again using the enumerate function. Using enumerate function. Yeah. So just to give you an idea, the enumerate function in Python is used to iterate over an iterable object. It could be a list, it could be set or tuple, anything. Yeah. While also providing the index of each element. So I can always specify the index of a particular element wherein set doesn't allow it. But by using enumerate, you can give an index and get the relevant element of that particular set. Now, in order to use enumerate function, you need to use for loop as well. So suppose I have this my set. Yeah, I have this numbers. Then I am converting this set to a list. In order to use enumerate function and have the index number specifically, we need to convert it to a list. Then what I'm doing is I am using the index and the item within this list to loop through those items. Yeah. So this is index. Let me index. And this is the item from the set. So this is the item. Yes. So it will list down each individual item along with the index. So let's see what happens. See this? So zeroth index is 100. First index is 25 because we have converted to a list and I am able to use the index positioning to loop through the individual item. Now, the important point that you need to remember that is in order to use enumerate function, you need to first convert the set to a list. And Probably the another method, this is a workaround. I don't use it more often, but I would want your people to know it, that you can use add function as well. Yeah. This kind of workaround, but ultimately you're looping through the set. Yeah. So we know add method is used to add single element. Yeah. If the element is already present in the set will remain unchanged. Yeah. So we need to remember that. But a note, we cannot directly loop through the set for add, because add is used specifically to add elements to a set, not to an iterable over the list. Yeah. So you need to remember this. So let's see an example how we can do that. So we need to probably create an empty set first. So I'll say my set equals to, I created an empty set which will store an individual item. And for I in range 1 to 6. Yeah. So I am the range, if you know, you remember, it will take 1 to 5 always. It will be 6 minus 1. The last element is always minus 1. And it will keep on adding this element to this empty set. That is my set. Yeah. So for every number that I loop through using the for loop, that particular number is getting added to this empty set. And ultimately we print the set. So let's see what is the output. So here we can see it has given me the output in set, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since it is within curly braces, hence it is a set. So this is how you can loop through items and push items into the set using various methods. Yeah. We saw the add method, we saw for loop, we saw while loop, we saw set comprehension, we also saw enumerate and add a function. There could be various ways in which you can loop through set items. But these are the major or the most used, which I have used in my practical life. Yeah. And you can use it for yourself, which is more easier for you. Yeah. And which could comprehend your programming techniques. Yeah. I prefer list comprehension because it saves a lot of space. The operations is much faster and the code is much easier to understand since it is available in one line. Yeah. Hope you like this video. Hope you understood what we went uh, through this looping through set items. Uh, Hope this examples make sense to you. Yeah. Do like and share this video with your colleagues who want to learn Python. If you have any comments on these examples or the various methods that I have taught for looping through set items, do comment and give your views. If you have any inputs or a different way of looping through set items, you can always talk about it. Yeah. And definitely do not forget to subscribe to my channel in order to get this kind of free materials or informative materials directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.